Thank you very much for attending this excellent meeting. As you're aware, this was cancelled unfortunately. Before closure, we're having this one for a surgery, so we'll put some of the items from Mondays onto this, so hopefully try and take some back. So, part one, or item one, sorry, apologies for absence.
Received apologies from Councillors Cllr, Dixon, Sintons and Felton.
Thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest. I think, as I'm married to the the president of the WI, I need to declare interest in 5C.
Item 7, access at number 7. I'm in exactly the same position. I too wish to defend my gateway.
Which agenda is this on?
The new agenda is
Since when?
since it was sent out for this call for this meeting on Monday.
Right, have you got a copy? I have an agenda for the 9th. Oh, it's the one with all the extra bits on it.
Yeah.
Oh. Friday the 25th.
I did think it was there, obviously they've been taken.
Right, what's that?
I have not got an extra spec copy now, I have to.
Right, sorry about that, Chair.
You probably won't see it on the phone. This is mine, sir.
Oh, we take one of them. Have you got 2 copies there?
No, just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go through that one.
Right, that's right.
No.
Okay.
No conflicts.
Keep it, it's fine, I'll show if I need it.
Item 3, public participation. The members of the public may ask questions, make representations relating to items on the agenda in accordance with standing orders for G2J. You have no, thank you very much. On to item 4, minutes of previous meetings. To prove as correct record, the minutes of the meeting of the council held on the 1st of June 2021, which is pages 3 and 4 that were printed off for those that have got a copy of the new agenda. Does anybody have any items for that?
Yes, I'm trying to find where it is. It says that I declared an interest onto the rec lane access. I didn't. Sorry, you found that?
Is that?
That's not pages 3 or 4.
That's not page 3 and 4.
No, sorry.
You don't even have any pictures, do I?
Apology.
You gave an apology for that one.
Yeah.
This is the one that was page 3 and 4. It's the meeting that was held on the Tuesday the 1st.
Is it the next one?
I think it'll be the next one, yeah.
Yes, that probably should be Cllr Evans and Sowter,
Yeah.
not councillors. Yes. So, yes, sorry.
Can I just ask a sort of question? Because I thought the minutes of the meeting were actually supposed to record the minutes of the meeting. And on the one that I wasn't absent and wasn't at the first, your statement, which was made before opening the meeting, is noted there. And I didn't know whether that was correct procedure or not.
I wasn't sure either, and I did ask Greg what he sort of decided to put it up at the start, because I felt that it would be useful. But I mean, I suppose what we could do is take it out as a separate statement on the website, if that would be preferable.
Yes.
No, I'd like to suggest it stays where it is, because it's a bit like public questions, which are not necessarily officially part of the agenda, but permitted by the chairperson.
Yeah. It does say the chairman made the following statement before opening the meeting, so it does state that.
It
It
was
was done before opening the meeting, so I'm happy for it to stay on there.
That's fine, I just thought, because
Yes.
it's the minutes of the
Yes,
meeting,
yes,
it's
right.
approving,
Yes.
not your statement.
No.
I just wanted to double check.
I didn't know honestly, so I wasn't sure.
Does anybody have anything else on 4A, those minutes? So all those in favour of approving those? Any against? Abstention? Just one. 4B, to approve as correct record the minutes of the meeting of the council held on the 7th of June, which is pages 5 to 8.
So this is Evans.
Yes.
Sorry about that. should have also included the statement that a resident made and that's a question about the publication of the ICO report on the website. So I would add that was asked.
Yes.
Well, the lack of the report being on the website.
Anything else on those minutes? So we will have to accept those with those two corrections as a correct record of the minutes. All those in favour? Thank you. Item 5, finances. To receive the financial statement and budgeting and monitoring document of the 24th of June, pages 9 to 12. Just for myself, on page, oh no, so that's page 14, we get that one open, 9 to 12. Does anybody have any questions, points on those financial statements? We're not voting on that, are we? Because just receiving them to, unless somebody has a question. Item 5B, to authorise the payments on page, I think it should be page 14, 13. So the payment. Just one question I have, the piece around grounds maintenance, fuel and the machinery parts, which are cemetery related.
Yeah.
Is that our share of the cost?
No, that's the full amount that has come out fully out of our bank account.
Right, and then, but then it gets split down to be paid effectively a third of that.
Yeah, at the year end.
Yeah.
Well, this is a question that's really, this is one of these problematic questions arising from this apportionment because the money's in our bank account.
Yes.
I mean, you know, we're moving the full amount, but that's in our whole, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm happy with that. Just making sure myself that I wasn't understanding that correctly. Does anybody else have any questions on the payments? Okay, can I have a vote that we're all happy to authorise those payments as listed? It's actually on page 14. All those in favour? Any against? No, all passed. Thank you very much. Because I've got an interest, I'm just going to hand 5C over to the Deputy Chair. So if you could take this, please, Lindsay. Sorry.
To consider and approve request for funds from Felton Blue Reserve Fund towards the cost of this planters to be paid on provisional receipts. This is historical.
Yes.
We always do have it available.
Yeah, so they basically normally, they have enough funds in their own pot, so they don't need to come to us, but we've always sort of had the understanding that the Felton Blue pot has been available, and this year they've had a quieter year in terms of income because of COVID. So Anne has approached us to say she may need some funds this year and proposed up to £50 and she'll provide receipts for me to reimburse up to that amount.
Anybody any further questions?
Well, it's an asset of the village.
Yeah.
Seeing the place beautiful.
And the Blagburn plant out here as well.
Yeah.
Everybody happy?
Yes.
All those in favour? Pitching.
Thank you, Lindsay. Item 6, policy and procedure. To adopt the Felton Cemetery Joint Committee terms of reference proposed by the Joint Committee, pages 14 and 15. Well, it's actually 15 and 16.
Sorry, I don't know what's happening from
Yeah,
that.
we've just got slightly out on the numbering.
I know exactly the same as that.
Yeah,
If you want your documents from the previous ones.
I printed out the numbers. Was it 14 and 15 away?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, right. So I seem to remember wrong. Okay. What was I going to say? Just from my point of view, the things that have mainly been changed in this are that the parish councils will contribute to the budget in direct proportion to the number of electors. Is that correct? That's the thing you want to get through on.
Yes, because previously, that's always been how payments have been calculated. But the previous terms of, well, the current terms of reference before we adopt these, made a distinction for Newton, Onmore and Swarland, and only took the numbers from the former ecclesiastical parish of Swords, which turns out to be not how we calculate it. I did have a small panic attack when I saw that we were using the full numbers, but we are correct using the full numbers and you have approved that, so it just needs to be changed to reflect what actually happens.
So, whilst that's the change there, I just want to make everybody aware that in accordance with the JPAG, these will still need reviewing. I'm happy that we maybe accept that those changes go ahead, but item 11.5, 11B, and item 13 will all need to be reviewed and maybe removed. The JPAG is quite insistent that a joint committee cannot be an employee, and in fact, as the lead council, Felton is the lead council, the only line manager that we'll have is our clerk, is the line manager. So where it says that the employees for 13, that the committee's line manager, that is incorrect, it can't be done like that. And like I say, 11.5, the committee will make the salaries for the ground maintenance, that is incorrect as well. It will be the groundsman is employed by Felton Parish Council, the Felton Parish Council that sets the wages, and then the joint committee will have to accept or not the wages we set for that groundsman. So it's the joint committee to accept what we give them. But the policy in front of you is to accept those changes that have been proposed at the moment. But I'm going to caveat that with a further review will need to be carried out for 11.5 and 13. Does anybody have any objections to that? All those in favour of accepting it with the caveat that the review will take place soonest for those two items?
When does it get reviewed?
Well, as soon as we get it.
Immediate.
Yes.
There's no point in.
Well, no, but I think we'll have to, because the other two councils will have to approve it as well. So I would just like these changes to be put in so that my finances match what's actually happening, or the terms of reference match what happens in terms of the finances, because I just worry that if we get any hold up or pushback from the other councils which we have to negotiate, then
So if we make
Put it
changes,
through with the caveat.
yes, we can, it's for the finance side.
Yeah.
So that, like I say, so we are accounting correctly and getting the money correctly. But it is going to be done, we know the first thing to do our change over. All those in favour, sorry? Thank you. Item 7 then, recreation lane, request to change the width of the gateway from number 7 recreation lane. Now, we had a letter from the footpath officer and he could say no reason why it should go ahead.
correct.
So that was the issue we had last time, was we wanted to know what the footpath officer made of it. And he's been down to inspect it and he was quite happy for
Want to go? Do you want me to step out, or is this just not on?
Because Lindsay would like to do the same.
Which category does this fall under? Because I know that certain categories it has to.
It's not financial.
Well, I would say it's not, because it doesn't have a pecuniary impact on him, his decision, does it?
No.
It may set, he'll argue it sets a precedent.
Well, you'll see that anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm happy for you to stay there. I'm advised. So to consider the request for pass resolution, does anybody have any points on this that they'd like to raise before we? No? So in that case, are we happy that we write to 7 Recreation Lane and say that it, so the resolution is that we write to 7 Recreation Lane and say we're happy for him to widen his gate post. All those in favour? All those against? Abstaining? Thank you. Item 8, Riverside, Blagburn Bridge Fish Pass. Again, hopefully you've seen the document. We've been approached by the Northumberland River Trust, the bridge that's by the monument, the little Blagburn. They want to put a little passageway thing there to allow the trout to go up to spawn. They just need our permission. They've spoken to sort out the SSI stuff.
I understand that everything else, they just need for their funding, because it's not on our land, the actual work, but they, as a condition of their grant funding, they need an agreement from us that they have access over our land to get to where they are doing the work. They've got to be able to prove that they can access it for maintenance, I suppose. And the only way to access it is across our land, I suppose, or going over the top. That's what I understand. I mean, that's all the information I have, really.
Is that the bridge that belongs to the people at the mill?
Have they been communicated?
Have they been?
They're not using it to go underneath the bridge. So it's,
I understand that, but have people at the mill been communicated on this?
Because it's a private company, isn't it? I think they need to be approached. Because it doesn't actually belong to them.
But when we say, but they're not asking us
But
about the
they're
bridge,
asking-
they're just saying, can they go
Right,
over
okay,
the
they're
side?
just going to go over
The other side, yeah.
yes.
I think.
For common courtesy, they need to know.
Yeah.
Is there enough water in there already to be able to flow anyway?
That's probably what they're addressing, they're probably going to be deepening there. A channel going through from the river, if it's become silted up and things. Probably.
So my concern is if we approve it, what protection have we got that they don't just take some large equipment down there when it is a
I
site?
think we need more information on that, about how they go about it, and some comments on the situation.
So in principle, we're all happy with this stuff. We just need to be just assure ourselves that they're not going to damage that land.
We could make a deal with them, we could get them to clear the Himalayan balsam and Japanese knotweed that's down there, which I forgot to put on the agenda.
And replace the walkway.
I was going to say,
Should we ask, maybe
Sorry.
From reading the proposal, I think it's highly unlikely they'll be needing any heavy equipment. They just need a drill and some bolts and a...
It sounds like it, but we just need, the last thing we need is them taking the Land Rover down because they need a power source or something. I know we can't get a Land Rover, but you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we just need to go, because if people start complaining about the fact that they've, parked, Land Rover with a trailer on it, on that stretch of road where we've also really got issues with parking and things, we need to have, what exactly we're doing.
Shall we try and meet Dave Weddle?
Yes. Yeah, we do that.
And then we just show us exactly what we need, we can put something in writing.
Can we get an agreement now that if we get assurances from them that we're happy in principle, can we vote on that? Can we do that?
I think
We're happy in principle that once we get assurances ourselves, then we can,
So
so we don't have another meeting. I'm just very conscious that our next meeting not to do.
Approve the access with suitable restrictions for
Yes.
protection.
Something, this is a bit awkward, that there's Japanese knotweed on one of the banks.
That is what I just said, and it is the
Right.
landowner's, responsibility to clear that.
Or at the least, not to disturb it.
Sorry?
At the least, do not
Oh, that's
disturb
true,
it.
yeah, because if you perturb it, it's more,
So we just need to make them aware and
yeah.
just know how they're going to access it and what they're going to do. So we can do that though.
Yeah.
So the proposal there is if we get assurances on what equipment they're going to take down, it's not going to disturb the knotweed, they're not going to damage the land, are we happy to permit them to go ahead with the work once we get those
And
assurances?
let the people at the mill
And
know.
all of them.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
I'll be helping them.
All those in favour? Thank you. Item 9, I'm not expecting anything here. Receive a report from County Councillor Thorne. Thank you. Bizarrely, item 10, receive a report from Northumbria Police. I've written to Katie a couple of times, I've not had a reply from her. I know she was going on holiday, but I don't know if she's still away. And I didn't get any reply to her, to the question to report on the crimes in the previous meeting to expand on it, but I wasn't expecting her to expand on it because while the investigation is ongoing, we were saying anything on it. So, item 10, I've had nothing from the police representative. Item 11, parish representation at meetings. Have any councillors been into any meetings attended since the date of the last parish council? Are we aware of any that aren't here attending any meetings? No.
Can I ask, I understand there have been meetings about supplying electric transport in the village.
There are, to my knowledge, I don't think there's any councillors involved in that. I know there's some of the locals involved in meeting, the person involved in that. I don't know if there's any councillors involved. No?
Well, I can't give you a definitive answer, but I was approached by a resident who lives not very far from here to say that the new Environment and Biodiversity Committee should not interfere in matters that they are taking care of. But I have actually seen a very detailed proposal for putting in charging points in the lay-by of the Belgrade estate.
That's a different...
Outside the village.
Yeah, that's a different matter. Just so everybody's aware, the person that was involved, I did receive an email from him to keep me informed on what was happening with those charging points. And he is part of the Northumberland County Council environmental team, and he will be happy, so if we do eventually get around to having our town hall meeting, he will be happy to come and give us a talk on what they can do and what they can provide, which I thought would be very useful for the residents as well as ourselves. So once we get a date for that, we'll hope to have them speak there. Item 12, correspondence received. To receive a list of the correspondence received. You want that?
Which sort of thing is that?
Uh,
So I've got on this
I would like to make a comment that I have to declare an interest,
Okay.
which is that a letter that was sent to the Parish Council by Sintons solicitors in Newcastle on the 8th of April is no longer on the list and has received no response of any kind as far as I've heard.
Okay.
Is it on, I think it was on the previous list. This is going to...
It was on the previous
Yeah,
list.
this is only
So
correspondence.
It's just sort of
ongoing, yeah.
disappeared below the horizon, but the sun hasn't set.
Yes.
Yet.
So do you want to read those out?
Yeah.
So you've sent responses to those.
Yeah. So again, the first one about the use of your weather pitch was just this. I can't remember which organisation was it, might be the band.
Bridge singers.
I've had a few to just say that we want to use the all weather pitch, and I'm just responding to say there isn't a current booking system, so if it's available when they want to use it, they can, but that I can't make a reservation for them. The grass cutting on the surgery site, that was just asking about the management company, so I sent a response to say that we haven't taken ownership of it yet, and that I will pass the message on to check that the grass cutting is happening. I've done the update. The Parish Council website has still has an old copy on it from the previous, which had been pulled across from the previous website. So I have now I've changed it to a very, very short sentence, but we need to read it one time there, and then I'll change it again. The County Council still seems to be behind with all of their declaration of interest forms. They're very out of date now. They seem to now have managed to upload some new councillors and left some old councillors on. We are not the only councillor in that position. I've had a good look at some other ones who were all also out of date. I believe they're working through them steadily, but from home. I will be checking. And as soon as as soon as I see that it's updated, I will let them know. I haven't put them on the Parish Council website because I was waiting for the County Council to sort of approve them. Because normally I just wait and they look through them and I sort of download it, like, so that's the formal version, but it depends how long I can maybe put them in the free cycle training. This is just to completely out an opportunity for residents. Plan to stay on the bridge this weekend. We've had a number, you'll be aware, there's been various emails about the questions on the agenda. That's ongoing. We need to resolve that by the standing order review. And the last one, publication of the draft minutes, they were published on the 25th of June.
Thank you. Does anybody have any comments on those?
Clearly, we would put in the cycle trainer for adults. is making the bridge.
Yeah, do you want me to send you the document?
This week's together for this one.
Yes.
Chris.
And actually, I meant to say she's very nice, the lady that runs it. I meant to separately from before I realised she was doing it.
Item 13 then, before we go to part 2, the date of the next order meeting is the 6th of September 2021 at 7:15 p.m. in the Felton Village Hall. Part 2, we're going to discuss the surgery. I think we're at the stage now where, to me, it's no longer commercially sensitive. There's only one person involved, the insurer. We know exactly what their bid is, and we're discussing what the minimum would accept is. However, I know there's a lot of feeling about this. I will read the resolution out and we'll have a vote on it. The resolution to exclude the public and press. Felton Parish Council will be invited to pass a resolution under section 1(2) of the public bodies (admissions to meetings) Act 1960 to exclude public and press due to the confidential nature of business to be discussed, which is commercially sensitive. All those in favour? All those against? So the motion is passed. I'll have to ask the public to leave.